If we can get into a better position here, everybody wants to try and shallow the club, right? That's getting the move from more here to here when we swing. It's hard to do when we're back here. So if we can get that club here better, as we go to transition, that club will naturally want to drop down where we want it and get through. Hello, I'm Frederick, and this is A Golfer's Walk. We're back here with Larry on his path from 21 to 1. And today we're going to work on something that I think is the next step in his swing. It's something that really a lot of people could work on, and to me it's one of the fundamentals of the golf swing. It's what sets you up. While there are many different backswings in golf, there certainly is a spot that is more neutral than others, which will help to produce a more consistent swing. So the issue for Larry is that, like many people, as he takes it back, his hands tend to be a bit low. I struggle with the exact same problem, and it's not easy to change. But today we're going to work on that. We're going to show him a few things to try and get him into a little better position, and probably some of the complications from getting your hands a little low. Now for Larry, with his hands being a little low, when we take the club back, if our hands are a little low, the momentum's here, we're naturally going to want to bring the club back up to where we need to have room. It's very hard to swing with our hands this low. And so really, if we can get into a better position here, everybody wants to try and shallow the club, right? That's getting the move from more here to here when we swing. It's hard to do when we're back here. So if we can get that club here better, as we go to transition, that club will naturally want to drop down where we want it and get through. It doesn't mean it will, but the closer we are to that neutral position, the more likely we are to be more consistent. So that's really good. So what we have Larry working on is taking a little bit slower backswing. He's trying to exaggerate it. The key here is not when you take the club back. We don't want our hands, as we take the club back, to suddenly go out, away from our body. Our hand path should be more like straight back. The key is not letting that club kind of start to turn this way. Ideally, the club head should stay outside, not behind, outside our hands as we're taking it back until we get into this area here where it'll start to become more neutral. So what Larry's working on is being very conscious about how he's taking the club up and getting a feel for it. Now, when he does this, he'll tend to exaggerate. So instead of his hands kind of being more over his shoulder, he'll sometimes get them out this way, which is actually a really good thing. Because what we feel in the golf swing is different than the reality, especially as we're trying to make changes. So working on these nice slow swings like this is really good. It's a really good way to start to feel exactly where those hands should be. Now, it doesn't mean that as soon as you now go to a full swing that you're going to be there, but the more you work on it, the closer you should get to that neutral position. In Larry's old swing, his arms got very much behind him, and as you can see here in the new swing, they're much higher. You can see the club is much more square at the top, and it's pointed more down the line. So for a lot of people, they'll struggle. They'll go like, well, I hit my wedges really good, but as I get to my 8, it becomes harder, and by the time I get to my driver, I don't hit it very well. And that's really because of the angle in which the club sets up, really, right? So if the club is here, it's easier to be more upright than when the driver is long like this. It's much easier to get back behind us. And so that same issue becomes more exaggerated and more complicated the more we do that. And of course, with the bigger driver, then we want more power. So we always tend to do the and really can make things a lot more, a lot worse than it should be. Better. The ball took off a lot different. Yeah. Because the path ends up being better, and so it's less glancing, and therefore it compresses better. Right. But that's why sometimes we talk about how, like, wow, when I actually come over it and pull it, and it goes left, it really goes. It seems so solid. It's because we're actually squaring the club face to the path that we're swinging. Therefore, the ball compresses better, so it does take off. If we don't square the club up, then we hit this weak little cut that doesn't go anywhere, right? Yeah. But now you're more neutral. It's much more online, but you still got that compression. Correct. Because your path is closer to what the club face is. one of the feels that a lot of people will talk about is like they want to try and swing up the wall. So sometimes if you imagine there's a wall right here, you can't hit the wall. You need to swing the club right up the wall.
Okay.
There you go.
Gotcha.
See, that could be like a feel or a thing that kind of makes you go, oh, yes, yes. Better. So Larry's doing a great job of getting his hands up in a little bit better position. And so his body has to retrain the move from there. So now you still got a little bit of this, which is why you're getting a little bit of that cut action, but you're getting in a better position. So a lot of times people are like, well, then I need to, no, you don't need to anything. Like, we don't want to overanalyze every single shot, right? We want to, like, what are you working on? Well, the goal was to get your hands here. Did you achieve the goal? Yes.
Now make it permanent.
That was successful, right?
Make it permanent.
Where the ball goes. You're definitely an athlete. Most people are very athletic. It's how they can actually play the game at all.
Right.
If you just let your body adjust a little bit, you'll soon start to, your body will make adjustments and give it a while before you try and do something else in your golf swing.
Okay. Much better.
Yeah, I mean, you can hear the ball.
Yeah.
Best thing to do is to try and stay very relaxed. So when you're getting that up there, just try and make sure you're staying nice and relaxed and you're not tense where your body just almost wants to turn back the way it did. It might help to just let it fall. Yeah.
I'm definitely hitting the club face more center.
Oh yeah. You're getting yourself in a position that you can actually make a better move at it and deliver the power you have.
So what do I do? Like, this is the drill now. I go play tomorrow. What do I do?
Well, go to the range. If we like this feel here, without coming down, I don't like change of direction with feels. Like that feel here and go, and you're hitting that little. Play it.
Play it. God damn it, play it.
It's what it is. You know, these guys on tour.
I know they don't hit straight shots. I know that.
Okay, but you know, the shot they play
is the shot they
it's not the same every day.
Yeah.
They get up there, they're not going to sit there and try, like if they're swinging and for whatever reason their body is producing this, they're going with it.
Yeah.
People get into trouble when they try and play perfect golf all the time. Like what they view as
their ideal is perfect for themselves.
Like, yeah, well, I'm going to go out and try and hit a perfectly straight shot all day. Well, you're hitting a cut. Well, I want to draw it. You know.
When you're hitting a cut.
You're hitting a cut. Like, you know, it's a recognition and a realization. You know, people just got to stop thinking that they're tour players.
Yeah.
You only have so much time in a day. Your swinging is at a certain, stage. See, if you play that, okay, so that is the same swing you were making earlier, right? Except that your hands were relaxed and you squared the club face.
Yeah.
So that's the way you would take this to the golf course is that you hit that shot dead straight, but left of your target line.
Right.
So if you know that, then you have to play that. What does that mean? If you're going to play the cut, it doesn't mean you aim down the left side and cut it back to the fairway.
Right.
Because that's not what's happening, right?
Right.
You're aiming down the center, your swing is pulling it down the left side, and it's cutting back.
Right.
Okay, so that's the first thing to understand.
Right.
Remember that, because a lot of times people are like, well, I cut it, so I need to aim that. Like, no, you didn't cut it. You pulled it, and it cut back to the target, actually.
Right.
But if you're relaxed and you hit a really good shot, is that straight shot, then that means if you hit it really good with an iron, make sure that that's what you play.
Yeah.
So if the pin's on the left side of the green,
right,
and you're trying to hit the center, so your pull will actually get you at the pin.
Right.
Okay. What you don't want to do is have your aim towards a left pin, which you shouldn't do anyways. You're not that good.
Right.
Okay. But let's say you do. You don't want the one your miss.
Yeah.
Your miss with the cut is actually a straight shot left.
Yeah.
And you got to make sure that that's still on the green.
Right. Correct.
Or in play, maybe just left rough.
Yeah.
Depending upon where the trouble is, as to where you can and can't miss it. If you can't miss it left, then you need to aim more right center.
Correct.
So that your pull miss is down left center.
Right.
To give you some leeway.
Right. Okay.
Great work today.
Appreciate
Larry.
it, sir.
Thank you. All right, until next time, enjoy the walk.
So if you want to learn why there's not just one way to grip the club and find out what's right for you, click the video here on the right. Or if you want to learn how to keep the club face square in the golf swing, click the video on the left.